This idea that women are the only ones that get shut down by social media needs to be put to rest. This leading me to part 3 of my series, interviewing Josiah Sylstra, an Orange County native turned high fashion model, on his views of racial injustice, body image, and his hopes for the modeling industry in the future.
Say your name.
Hi, I'm Josiah Sylstra.
And where are you from?
I'm from San Clemente, California.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a fashion model and I'm signed with Wilhelmina Models. I think that I've had social media long enough that I've had it for maybe like 5 to 7 years or something, and I've had it long enough to where I've gone through phases of, at first I would if someone said something about me on my social media, I would take it pretty personal. And if pictures weren't performing as well, then I would take that personal, and just all those kind of things. And I think that over the years of just doing it and seeing how it really works, then it's made me realize that what I put out there isn't being perceived in the same way that I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
If I'm taking it personal, then that's more my problem. You feel like you have to just always be at the standard of your Instagram or your brand on there. And I think even just the term brand for a person can be like dehumanizing, because people aren't brands, obviously. And everyone's talking about building your brand and you're a brand on this. And so I think that sometimes I'll be like, I don't really care about it, and it's not like every day like on my mind, but
It's
I
definitely in the back
definitely,
of your mind.
yeah, it's definitely always in the back of my mind. Like, people on my Instagram don't even really know what I sound like or what I'm into or anything like that. So me having to live up to something that they don't even know is just like always kind of in the back of your head.
Have you ever had problems with body image?
Yeah, it's not been a huge struggle of mine, but with modeling, seeing who some of the biggest models are at the time has definitely had effects on me. And people, like, at the end of the day, people relate to authenticity and they are attracted to that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you feel like you're doing something that's authentic that isn't gonna translate as well, then it really does, because that's what humans are just naturally drawn to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you see or like notice any major differences when it comes to body image and self-esteem between females in the modeling industry and males in the industry, since you have a unique perspective on that?
Yeah, I think that in the modeling industry, females are higher paid and they have a higher standard for what they need to look like, and there's way more girls than there is guys. Like, for guys, there honestly isn't crazy competition like there is for the women. And so I think that just has a huge part, because the women have so much more to compete with. And with men, like, since they already have so many more opportunities, that just because there's less men even in the industry, that they do have it is easier for them in that kind of
modeling
way.
is like one of the only industries where women are paid more than men.
Yeah,
and
as they should be, because they're walking in high heels while we're just walking in like
sneakers.
Normal sneakers. So when you grow up in a place with not many people like you, then you don't have that many people to relate to, and you don't have, like, when you're constantly getting things like picked out about you, like everyone's touching your hair and everyone's like asking where you're from and all those kind of things, then you don't see yourself as someone who could be an image, like as an example, like someone as like a model as much, because you just kind of think you're weird from everyone picking all these things about you. I've had a lot of racist experiences growing up in Orange County. I went to a predominantly white middle school with only like a few black kids, and so the things that were said to all of us were like just completely crazy. Like, it's weird because I've had experiences with both kids and teachers. When I was in 8th grade, we read a book that was about segregation, and it was for English class, and the teacher already, like when we would read the book, she'd start reading it with a southern accent, and the book had like the N-word in it all the times, and she'd like accidentally say it. And yeah, after reading the book, she looked at the class and she was like, reading about this history is so important, because if none of this happened, then Josiah would not be here with us today.
That's microaggressions.
Yeah. And with students, like I've had kids tell me like, go back to Africa, like go back to plantation farms, like telling me to pick cotton, and like all kinds of things that is crazy, because for me, like I'm also only, like I'm mixed, and my mom is Black, and my dad's white and grew up in this town, and his family's was the second family to come to this town. So like my history in this town is like so long, and yeah, like I do regret not standing up for myself then, but I'm glad that I can just see what was said and just learn from that. And like I'm glad that it didn't affect me as much as it could have. And that I was strong enough to not let it
ruin your whole
my experiences. Because honestly, like I also had a ton of friends at the school, and like I don't think that it was always like, it's not like every day it was like that for me. It was just like experiences that I had there.
What are your final thoughts on the modeling industry and going forth for you and your
where do you want to see it go?
I think what I mainly want to see from the modeling industry is honestly just honest expression with those positions that the main people are in the industry. I want to be given to people who are worthy of those titles, and who in their expressions of what they're doing, it's going to include everyone. All the diversity and all the body inclusivity and all the race and everything is just happening because the right people are in the right positions. And I hope that as models, I hope that enough people of color, or just any kind of minority type people, I hope are given the platforms that they deserve, because they can be really successful and really hardworking, but still just the majority of people don't follow them, or they don't keep up with them because they're not as interested, and they don't get the same platform and opportunities.